Well, hi there, Internet. My name's Court. You've got courtside seats for my review of Hunter Killer. Let's do it. Hunter Killer is an action thriller from director Donovan Marsh and Lionsgate. The film stars Gerard Butler, Gary Oldman, Linda Cardellini, Common, Carter MacIntyre, Alexander Diachenko, and Michael Gor. An untested American submarine captain teams with US Navy SEALs to rescue the Russian president, who has been kidnapped by a rogue general. Okay, so just a quick one today. This movie was not marketed, at all. I hadn't seen any trailers. The only reason I knew this movie existed was because I looked up what's coming out this week. Hunter Killer. Okay? Now when you have a cast which is pretty solid, Gary Oldman, Gerard Butler, Linda Cardellini, all these people, and you're not marketing it at all, that's a red flag. So I assumed this movie was going to be terrible. And it wasn't. It wasn't very good, but it wasn't terrible. Let's talk about the acting first. Gerard Butler is Gerard Butler in this movie, as he often is in many movies. That's not a bad thing. I like Gerard Butler. He's not, amazing in this film. There's no, Gerard but he's perfectly adequate for what he has to do. Now, Gary Oldman is obviously really good in this movie, but he's barely in the movie. I liked Common. Common's pretty solid in the flick, and I'm really starting to like Linda Cardellini a lot, and she makes the best with what she's given to work with. And there's some pretty darn good action in this movie, and that's when the film is at its best. There is a very tense, very claustrophobic submarine sequence coming out of the second act. That was the highlight of the movie for me. And this movie has some really cool shots, some very inventive shots that I've never quite seen before. That was really neat. I almost feel like this story would be better suited to a video game, like a Splinter Cell kind of video game. I would play the heck out of that. Now, this drives me crazy in movies. The Russians in this film are always speaking English. Now, I get it. If they're talking to Americans, you speak English, okay, that makes sense. But you're the camera's on a ship of just Russians, and they're all speaking English to each other. Why? Just use subtitles. We can read. It's fine. And the dialogue in this movie is not very good. It feels like the writers took a course on lynda.com about naval jargon and only retained a little bit and just kept using that jargon over and over to make them sound like they knew what they were talking about. And this movie asks us to take huge leaps in logic. Yes, I know it's a kind of a silly, generic action thriller, but there are moments where you're just like, oh, come on. How dumb do you think we are? Gerard Butler, what you're doing right now, whether it turns out good or bad, you are getting court-martialed so hard when this is all over. Now, to the script's credit, they do recognize that there's probably going to be a court-martial, but still. Ultimately, Hunter Killer is overlong, it's rather dull, and there's some really cheesy, really forced moments towards the end. And it's just nothing new. We've seen this movie before. And it was better. Again, this movie is not terrible, but it's nothing special, and it's certainly not memorable in any way. I don't have a proprietary rating system as of yet, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to give Hunter Killer. And I think I'm going to give Hunter Killer a, it's not Geostorm, out of 10. So now I want to know, have you seen Hunter Killer? What did you think about it? What is your favorite submarine-based movie of all time? Is it down Periscope? I bet it's down Periscope. Whatever your thoughts, hit the comments below. Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really enjoyed it. And hey, why not take a second, do me a favor, click subscribe and ring that bell to subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, all that good stuff. Thanks very much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.